This is week one. We've kicked off the project. As you can see from the front of the property, we've cleared almost everything out and this is to be removed. So let's go inside and have a look at the current condition. So coming into the hallway, what I'm looking for is, are there any major cracks or any major issues that need to be remediated across the entire property? So as you can see from this side of the wall, really good brickwork, all aligned and filled in, and there's no gaps or any cracks that I can see, which is really good. So if I come onto this side of the hallway, again, more of the same, which is great. These holes that you see here can just be filled in with cement. So that's pretty standard stuff. But first impressions of the hallway is really good. If I also look at the ceiling joists as well, the woodwork is intact and there's nothing there that points out to say, we need to remediate anything there. Coming into the living room, we haven't started the rip out here. All you can see down here is just some ceiling boards from another room, quite a bit of rubble that needs to be moved. And you can obviously see just how much rubbish we've pulled out of the property, which is sitting at the front. So this is what the sitting room currently looks like. Now, if we swing round into the existing dining room, so here, again, I'm looking at the brickwork and it's pretty consistent across the property, which I'm really pleased about. So there are no major cracks, no major issues. One thing that we have identified is the wooden lintel that runs across here. There's a slight bow, as you can see, from the weight of above over time. So that will replace with a concrete lintel. But around sort of the edge of the window, really good condition. So very, very sound property. Coming into now the kitchen, more of the same. I'm not so concerned about this wall here. Any wall that we have to knock out and take down, I'm not really paying too much attention to. So this we're going to knock through to create a much bigger communal kitchen. So I'm really focused on the walls that we're going to keep as an existing structure. And you can see across here also more of the same. Really good sound house in good condition. We've got a steel beam running across over here. And also I believe we've got a steel beam that runs across here as well. And we'll be knocking out this part of the wall to create access into the kitchen. So that's not an area that I'm too focused on in terms of if there were any cracks or anything along those lines. And you can just see underneath the stairs here. So coming into what was the existing downstairs family bathroom. Again, I'm looking at entire condition of the brickwork. It's really consistent. Not too concerned about these gaps here because we're knocking through this wall here to create the door into the rear extension. So wherever there's going to be some sort of changes, adjustments, I'm not then too focused about the condition of the wall. This boiler we're going to then relocate, or obviously get a new one and relocate it into that part of the kitchen. And that door that you see here is going to go here. So that'll be the thinking. Taking you outside. So there's a few things that we're working on outside here. So this is where the rear extension will start from here and then go down towards perhaps where that brown bin is. That's about 6 meters. So a couple of things that we need to work on here. This is a public sewage which is connected to all three houses. So that one here, R1, and then one next door. So we're going to literally move this a meter to the side because the foundation for the rear extension is going to go across here. This gas meter will need to be relocated to round this side. And then we're going to get Cadent gas to come in. As you can see that this gas plastic pipe runs all the way down there. So we're going to reroute it here, come across, and then it's going to go into where the gas meter is going to be relocated. So a bit of work to be done here by the right professionals before we can start building out the rear extension. So coming back inside, let's head upstairs to have a look at the condition on the first floor. So coming into the back bedroom first, as you can see, it's a very consistent theme across the entire property that the brickwork, now that we've ripped everything out, is in a really good condition, really good state. And as an investor, it's very pleasing to see this kind of condition once you've done a rip out, because it means you don't have to spend any additional money to remediate any issues before you can continue building. So in this room, we're removing the chimney breast right up to the chimney stack. And then we're also going to remove the neighbor's chimney stack as well, because then it just means that we don't have to put a steel beam to support in that area as we're building out the dormer. And if I swing round here, we've decided to get rid of this existing wall and to put a partition wall instead, because it's a lighter option. So our thinking, and I'll also show you that as I walk out into the next bedrooms, wherever we can remove an existing wall that will not be supported by anything above, as you can see here, let's then decide to go with a partition wall, because then it's just, I think, a smarter way to build. I'm not going to do it, but if I was to push this wall, it does move. And if I was to really push it, it would just come falling down. So let's get rid of that and put a partition wall instead. I'll show you on this side. So there'll be nothing above there that will be sitting on this wall or what will be a partition wall. We'll have a steel beam that goes across this area here in order to start creating the floor for the loft. This is where the tank used to be. So that's now removed. The front door will be here to go into what will be this room and that room. So then you can just basically pass through either side. So that'll be great to see as that starts to develop. What I'll do is I'll stand here and you can get a really good view of the first floor. So here, again, this entire wall, we've decided to get rid of it and to use a partition wall instead. We're going to have another steel beam to go across here, and there'll be another one on the other side that goes across. So there'll be three. It'll be 1, 2, and then the third one that I showed you here. And it just gives us an opportunity to, again, go lighter and be able to work with the space a lot better by using a partition wall versus keeping this existing wall as well. And this is where this will be the second part to this bedroom. The kitchen will be along here. We're going to have a partition wall across here. There'll be an ensuite, 2 en-suites, one for this room and then another one for that room in that area there. I'll come over here because then you can see again, consistent theme across the entire property. Really good condition. That we're obviously going to remove. This is where the existing bathroom used to be. And we potentially may, in this area, replace the wooden lintel with a concrete lintel. And that's something that we might potentially do. It's not that much of a concern, but it's probably something that we'll do just to be on the safe side. And again, really good condition here. So I'll stand here and the tank will be in this corner here. So that space here will be obviously where you walk as you're coming up to go up into the loft, and then it will turn into this way here. So that's the view from the first floor. And then what I'm gonna do now is walk into the main bedroom and then show you what it looks like in here. Really good condition across the entire property. This wooden lintel here potentially might replace with a concrete lintel, but on this particular window, it's really, really good. So probably no need to make that change there. Across the edges of the window, also the brickwork is really good. Removing the chimney breast. And that's what it looks like from this side. The rafters to the roof are also in really good condition, as you can see. If I just stand here, there's no bowing. Everything's been well maintained over the years. So generally speaking, as a summary, very, very pleased with the condition of the property and very minor remediations, if any, 1 or 2 concrete lintels to install. And as an investor, very, very happy. So we can start to continue with developing out the property. So stay tuned for week 3.